to do something like that.
Low concentration?
I don't know whether you can call it concentration. It's like maybe somebody is listening out there because of that movement, you know, that sort of thing. So quite a number of men are affected by that, and so they may not be able to produce it at that time. We can advise them to produce it at home, but then it must get to the lab within 45 minutes, 1 hour latest, and then the temperature has to be kept, you know, the same. So we advise them that if they are going to produce it at home, then let the lady actually bring it to the clinic. Why? Because we ask them to wrap it nicely and put it between the breasts because of the temperature. Gentlemen, tutaweka mfukoni and we'll go whistling down the street. And of course the temperature, the outside temperature will go into affect the quality of the sample. So when we get this sample, we analyze it. We want to look at the volume, how much of that is there. And actually the volume is usually very little, 1.5 milliliters, 2 milliliters. When we get 3 milliliters, that is a lot. And to think that is where life begins from, you know, it's just it's mind-boggling. So we look at that volume. We look at what you call pH. pH is what a solution is, whether it is acidic or whether it is basic. And God has created us in such a way that women's vaginas are very acidic. And men's sample is alkaline. So when they meet, the pH is neutral. And that is how sperm can be able to survive in the vagina. So we look at the pH as well. And then apart from that, we look at the number of sperms in 1 milliliter, which is supposed to be 15 million, not a lot. Then we look at the count, the total count. So for example, if the gentleman gave a volume of 3 milliliters and in 1 milliliter, let's say there are 100 million. So in the total count will be 300 million sperm, which would be a fantastic sample. Then we look at how the sperms swim. Because in order for them to get to the target, which is an egg which has been released by a lady, they have to swim. Now, there are different types of swimming, what you call motility. There is type 1 or type A, where the swimming, I can equate them to sprinters, 100 meters. So these ones are the ones which swim very fast. And then there is type B, which are the long distance, the Kenyans. So we normally put type 1, type A, and type B together. And we want that motility to be 40% or more. And then type C is usually, they are motile, but they are in one place. They're not making any headway. Type D, they are completely immotile, so those ones we don't count them. Then we look at, out of these 300 million, for example, how many of them are okay? What we call morphology. We only want them to be 4% or more. So if we say, we use the same number of 300 million, 10% would be 30 million. So 1% would be 3 million. So we want only 4%. So out of the 300 million, we just need 12 million to be okay, and we are fine. Now there can be problems with these values. You may find that the volume is low, for example. You may have is 0.5 milliliters. That is very low. You may find that the number of sperms is not adequate, what we call oligospermia, where the number of sperms is lower than what it is supposed to be. So instead of being 40 million, for example, in a count, you find it is 20 million. So that is low.
So at what point can it qualify, you know, to be used during IVF?
During IVF?
Yes.
I'm coming to that.
All right.
I'm coming to that. Now, you may find that the motility, the way they swim, is not